Hi, folks. Welcome to I Know Sports. He's a clown. We're back for another reaction video. Last week, I introduced Gav to 10 of the biggest hockey hits of all time. Gav, I think you liked it. I think you enjoyed the
I really did
brutality.
enjoy it. Um, do you know what? I was trying to think of stuff today, and I was like, right, what could I show man? And I was thinking like, you know, tackles in football or soccer, as whatever people want to call it. And then I was like, no, let's get away from anything I know. Let's just keep looking at sports that I do not watch, and then just watch it. And the only context I have moving forward is, wow, that NHL. Like, you must be on a fucking suicide watch, playing that game. You must literally, it was fucking insane. And I know we made the last video, and there was loads of people commenting, and they were like, Gav's reaction. Let me tell you how this works. Matt sends me a video, okay? I download that video and convert it to go into our software so it will play with sound, and that's all I do. I literally pick it, copy it, download it, convert it, and put it straight into our software, and then don't even look at it. So I have no idea what's coming, because I don't like watching them and going, "Oh, I must remember that one," or I don't do that. I literally don't see this stuff. And last week, the NHL one was just like, talk about lining guys up from a mile out while you're on, like, literally ice and two little blades, and you're just lining people up, like, because like when you see people, we'll definitely do an NFL one, won't we? We might do horror tackles in soccer or something like that. But when you're in those games, I know they're fast moving, but you're on grass. You can change direction so quickly. You can cover ground so quickly and line people up. But on ice, it's so different, because if someone makes the slightest movement in ice, you nearly have to do a big circle to get back the way you need to be. Like, and these guys were so good at it, and I just could not get over how the impact of the hit, and then the upwards motion that they time to perfection, where it's literally the equivalent of Mike Tyson uppercutting you, and you don't know what's coming. It'd be like you know, waking from a coma as Mike, and standing in the ring as Mike Tyson uppercut you. You have no idea it's coming. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And this week, I don't know what I don't know what's going to come this week. I know it's rugby.
Yeah.
Um, I know that much. It's Australian. It's rugby league as opposed to rugby union, and um, I think they've. It's another sport that I wouldn't watch, and what I mean by it, I wouldn't not watch it, if you know what I mean. But it's not something I'd walk into the room and go, "Oh, the rugby league is on. I've set aside on my schedule to watch this." If it was on the screen as I went into the room, I may keep an eye on it, but it's not something I'd seek out. So these, I've never seen these before. Like, it's just not a hope in hell I've seen these before.
Well, let me put forward the notion that you should try to watch more rugby league. I learned that there was two codes of rugby. Like growing up over here, I don't know if in Canada if there's any amount of rugby league played at all. It's all rugby union. I
Hmm.
played a little rugby union when I was growing up as a kid, and then I didn't get any bigger as everybody else hit growth spurts, and it was like, well, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm gonna get fucking
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
out there. But it just happened to be on a random sports channel that I got like about 15 years ago, and oh, there's rugby on, and I turned it on, and it was like, what the fuck is this? Like, so
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you know the difference between the two codes of
I
rugby.
do, I do. Like, so I know rugby union is there's 15 men on the pitch. I think there's only 13 in rugby league. I think
Correcto.
it's right. Um, and look, I'm not going to say I've never watched rugby league. You know, it would have been on BBC an awful lot when I was younger. I think it's all gone to Sky Sports now. Um, there's 13 on the pitch, and I think you get five tackles,
Yeah,
and
six.
then
You get six possessions of the ball. But
six
yeah,
possessions, but five tackles. And on the fifth, after the fifth tackle, you have to kind of kick the ball away,
yeah,
and then it starts again. Where in rugby union, it can go on for phase after phase after phase,
yeah.
and just, there's so many rules to that as well. But
I find it to be maybe the best sport to watch in terms of just non-stop action because you don't have the breakdowns for rucks and scrums and lineouts that you get in rugby union. When a guy gets tackled, he gets up, he taps the ball backwards with his foot, and the game goes again.
Mm.
It just goes and it goes. And when there is a penalty in rugby league and they're forced to scrum, they almost act like, like 13-year-old boys and girls, like they each have cooties and they barely touch each other, and then they break away and they get back into line. So the main thing to remember going forward with most of these hits is that when a tackle is made in rugby league, two guys can stay up at the ball, and the rest of the defending team have to get back to 10 yards to
Hmm.
be onside.
Yeah. So
So what you end
there's
up
no
having,
looks, there's no clearing out, there's none of this stuff that you
exactly,
see.
it
Yeah.
is a much simpler game. It is extremely fast, and as you will find out shortly, it is extremely hard hitting. It is extremely hard hitting, because I know the one issue that you had with the NHL hits, Gab, was they had far too much padding on. So let's just go ahead and get rid
I
of
don't. Do you
all
know
of
what?
that.
I don't know. I don't. I think you're making stuff up there. Um, I don't think I said at any stage they have too much padding on. Because I genuinely think if they didn't have padding on, lives would have been lost during last week's video. Honestly, some of them were just like there's a guy, and you actually said to me, "See the top left of the screen," and I went, "Yeah," and he went, "Just keep an eye on there. Don't worry about anything else. The number 2 there, see him there," and I was like, okay. And this guy gets hit. And when I say it was like something out of Street Fighter, the way he goes back up into the air, comes down the ground. I watched back the video and I was like, oh my God, he's out cold. He's getting carried off. And then when I watched the back, I was like, of course he is. Of course he is. He's being hit at 100 miles an hour and he doesn't know what's coming. What else do you expect? And it was fucking brilliant, to be honest with you. Watching them, and some of them are just so like you could feel it when they hit. So yeah,
Oh, you're gonna feel and you're gonna hear some of these collisions coming up in this one. Now, unfortunately, had a few comments after the hockey one that people really liked. I was able to provide you with a lot of context.
yeah.
Can't quite do that with the rugby league because the games are on at like 2 in the fucking morning for me. So it's
Mhm.
very difficult for me to keep up with as much of the National Rugby League as I would like to. But the season has just started, so I thought this is the best possible time to show you some NRL highlights. And we have the distinct joy also, Gav, of having the brilliant Australian commentary to go
Okay.
over top of it.
Okay. All right.
So
I'm
let's
hoping
let's
this.
get into it.
I'm hoping this commentary, in true Australian fashion, is really excited and nearly talking down to the guy that's being hit by a freight train. That's what I really want to see. A bit like get up. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
Sort of thing. So, yeah. Look, let's get into it. We're just gonna play and pause this as we go. I might have some questions, the usual format. And for anybody that's watching it, we've made a new playlist on our YouTube channel where it will just be about reaction video, so you won't have to scroll through all the videos. We've made a new playlist for these, and
I will say before we get started, if you're here, if you found us because of the reaction videos, if you want to hear us talk a little bit more long
mm,
form about other issues in sports, and also be quite silly, I would say, with some rather off the wall quizzes from me and Gab's usual what the fuck stories from sports that he brings me every week. Check out the other episodes on I Know Sports He's a Clown channel. We're pretty new to this all. We've just gotten started in the last about 2 months or so, and we refuse to do any level of self promotion. So
none.
any subscribes or likes that you guys can give us to help bump us up the YouTube algorithm will help us very much, and
We
we'll
are.
keep
It's
bringing.
it's all, when people go, oh, we really want our growth to be organic and something like, and they're complete bullshit. Like, genuine, we don't even want to use the word organic. We're just sitting here talking about sport. If you want to watch, you can. If you don't want to watch, grand, don't.
Yeah, our
Um,
growth is negligent,
yeah,
not like
yeah,
it's
it is
pure
negligent. Yeah,
negligence.
it is
Yeah.
negligent. To the point where the only research I've been doing this week on this channel has been to look up a reliable sweatband company, because we did try to get sponsorship from the mouthguard people, who I can never remember
Damage
the name of.
control. Yep,
Damage
damage
control. That doesn't seem to be. It looks like it's fallen at the final hurdle. Would you say? And
control.
when I
Yeah,
say the final hurdle, there was only one hurdle, and
the
that was to
first
get
hurdle. Yeah, there was.
and that was to get an email back. We didn't. So I'm currently looking up sweatband companies because I really want to look like the tennis players from the 80s.
Oh yeah.
I want to just wear one of them for the show.
I'll wear that on the show. I can pull
Yeah,
that
so
off.
would
I
I.
got
So would I.
yeah.
I look horrendous. I look like Pat Cash, but I don't mind.
Well,
I'll
I
do
tell
that.
you who could use some sweatbands. It's some of the glorious mullets that you are guaranteed to see in these 10 hits from the National Rugby
Okay.
League. Because if anybody's working to bring the mullet back, it is Australian athletes.
Okay, they're putting in a massive attempt, and of course, don't forget the golfer, Cam Smith, the Australian who has an outrageous mullet.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
yeah.
Right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, straight off the bat, he got up. He got up. Oh my God, that's the same fella, right?
Yep.
Well, two big moments there.
Bash.
The big hit and then Corden get up and run.
Okay, hold on. Question.
Yep.
More about the rules of the game than anything else.
Yep.
He gets tackled. He goes down on the ground. I presume they have to hold him down.
Yep, they have to make a certain amount of holding him on the ground, and then you'll hear the referee telling him to release, release, release to let him
Okay.
up again. So the defender wants to hold him as much as he can to allow the rest of his team to get back on side. So
Okay.
that's why you see here. So the team in the blue, that's Sydney Roosters. The team in the gorgeous green and orange, green and red, that's the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So
Right.
another local derby, like I think 3/4 of the league are based out of Sydney. It's very much a New South Wales game, but
Okay.
yeah, the guy that makes the hit, he doesn't hold the ball carrier down for long enough. So the guy absorbs a massive bone crushing hit and just gets up and runs for another 10 yards.
I brought it back to the start because I just want to see how quick this happens. Go on. You can hear it. He just gets up and runs. He doesn't give a fuck. Oh, now I can see the holding.
Well, two big moments there. The big hit and then Corden get up and run.
Do you know what?
Kabang.
It's a great hit, but hold on. I've gone too far there. The fact that he gets up, it's just like your man's hitting with everything he has, and he still has. Like if I'm hit that hard, right, while holding the ball and running forward, and I'm hit that hard, I don't think I'd have the awareness around me to go, oh, I haven't been tackled. I can still run. I'd be lying on the ground going, that will fuck this. You know what I mean? The fact that he gets up, massive points to that fella. I hope his team won that day. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Either way,
I can't tell you. I know if I got hit that hard, I think my skin's momentum would keep going forward and my skeleton would be going the opposite
You
direction.
look like a blur. You're a man-made blur. Okay. Right, let's keep going here. There we go. Oh, he came out of the screen.
That's a try-saving tackle right there. So that's fullback on fullback.
Jesus. Now, sorry, question on this one as well.
Yep.
He wraps his arms around him. I think, is that allowed in rugby league? Because I think they've stopped that in rugby union. I remember reading about this where you can't actually wrap somebody in a tackle. Is that?
No, I believe it's the opposite actually. I believe to try to get shoulder barges out of the game,
Right.
they're trying to say that you actually have to tackle and try to wrap the guy up. You're not
Oh,
allowed to just
okay.
go in and drop the shoulder boom like you used to. But I could be off on that. I know that there's been some changes to the rules in rugby just to try to cut down on the number of concussions, which
Mhm.
obviously, I mean, look at the pace at which these guys get absolutely crushed. But
How much of this is tactical though? Because you're saying to me, and I'm not saying you're lying. Well, you've told me the rules. So when they're running, they're in a line. The attacking team is in a line. The defending team is in a line. I'm wondering how much of it is tactical. Where say, guy A off the guy off team A is watching this guy off team B, and he's like, right, as soon as he gets it, I am lining this fucker up. And if it doesn't go to him, it doesn't go to him. My job is done on covering this guy. Because they have a fair bit of distance between them here. Like if you look on the screen where you go, yeah, I have enough time to line this fella up, because that's what it feels like.
yeah, and that's why you see in the first one, it was a quick offload to the guy that ends up getting hit. Is you're trying to move that ball quickly. So the other difference one of the other differences between league and union is their numbers are reversed.
Hmm.
So in rugby league, the big guys, like the guys that would be scrumming for you, are 13, 12, 11, 10, and 9 is your scrum half, and then 7 and 6 are your ball handlers, and then 1 is your fullback, the deep guy. 2 and 3 are your centers, and then 4 and 5 2 and 3 are your wingers, and 4 and 5 are your centers. So when you see like number 10 there on the screen, number 8 there on the screen, those are big boys.
Yeah,
Those are
they
big
are two
boys.
big
And they're
lads in
usually,
comparison.
those are the guys that are going to be closest to the ball when you're setting it up. And that's where you see some of those big hits. So that last one was 2 number ones. Is the guy that takes the hit on the last one. He's broken the line and he's looking to run through for a try. He's looking to see if there's an offload there. And the only guy left back is the other team's fullback. And he comes out of nowhere and smokes him.
Just as a matter of interest, I think it's number 10 of the team here on the left of the screen. And it might be the number 10 that's just standing still of the blue team. And they look like adults playing a kid's game. That's how big they look on the screen. Okay, let's go. I still think the fourth one's probably the best. I am allowed to hand out an award, am I, for the Scott Stevens Award for the best hit of the week.
Scott Stevens Award for humanitarian work.
Humanitarian work, right? Okay. The Scott Stevens Humanitarian Award. Is that what we're going to call it? Okay, fantastic. Yes. It's developing every week, this award. I like it. Right, here we go. Oh, he went backwards. Jesus. And oh my Jesus. Please show me the angle. Oh, fucking hell. He speared him. Hold on. He spears the guy. He fucking spears him. That's the first one where you kind of go, he's gone backwards, and now you're in Matrix fucking territory, where your body's going in a different direction you don't want to go in. Fair enough if someone hits you and you go down, but the fact that half your body's still trying to go forward while the rest of it is going backwards, and then they have to catch up with each other. It's like a coiled spring. It's just going to wobble around for quite a considerable amount of time.
And it was violent because that guy lost the ball too. I mean, there was no holding on to the ball.
I think the biggest thing in that was the crowd reaction. Everyone went, whoa! That was outrageous. And you know what? When I watch rugby, right, and I'm just going by what's on the screen here. When I watch rugby, I always I nearly look away from the screen when someone takes this and puts it up in the air, because the guy literally that runs onto it, jumps in and tries to catch it, I think you have a death wish. Because if someone catches you halfway down, or as soon as you land, you are just literally a standing still target. And I know for a fact this guy's about to kick it because it's out of his hands and I can see the foot back here, so I'm looking forward to this one.
And you can tell from where he's kicking it and where the defense is lined up, he's probably going to try to drop that ball around the 10-meter line out. So this defending team, these guys are getting a 30-meter run.
Yeah, they're getting a good runner, as we would say.
Able to build up a pretty good head of steam here.
Okay, right, let's see.
Cleary. Punt style bomb this time. Tedesco.
See? I knew it. It was like they were queued up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
Welcome to the NRL, son.
His mate just goes in to help him. His mate just runs and going, I want to be part of this. And he's like, I have this, mate. No, I really, really want to be part of this. Oh, jeez. That's the worry, isn't it? Oh, well, I'm at the and I didn't do that intentionally. So, I'm going to have to rewind that a little bit. But yeah, the up in the air thing. I know in rugby, when it goes up in the air, you can't tackle him while he's in the air. You can jump with him and try and contest the ball. Yeah. But, you have to be on danger money as a fullback in rugby when that ball's coming down there. And unless, if the kick is really good to the point where it's really high in the air, they're making up that ground on you. So when you get that in your hands, you are you're fair game then. It's
almost a no-win situation, because if you don't go in wholeheartedly to get the ball, everybody's going to know that you chickened out.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to know. So you just have to know, I'm taking a smack here. I'm just going to have to take
What was great about that one, though, was your man, like you said, he's loads of distance, build up ahead of steam, loads of time, and literally two of them just zoned in and went, that is mine. And clearly one fella is going to get there, and the other guy was like, well, I'm just going in anyway, just for the shits and giggles, as they say. I'm gonna have to rewind this a little bit, but let's do my show as a different angle. So I didn't mean to pause that, and I can't walk out on
Oh,
that part.
that looks like he's being separated from his body at
Yeah,
this
it does.
point.
Yeah, it does. Like this is spear territory. It really is. Like it's like the Attitude Era in the WWF.
And judging from the team, which again, that's South Sydney Rabbitohs in the green and orange, that might be Greg Inglis, who is one of the most dominant athletes to play the sport of rugby league. A big, big man, too.
Jeez, the size of
Yeah.
this guy. Right,
Just take that back.
they're just laughing. The commentaries are just laughing. Hold on. I have to go back.
Inglis.
Sorry, I have to go back.
Yeah, please go back.
I'm just going to go back to here. The man's just laughing. The commentary. That is serious. Oh, it's everything he has right across it. Jesus. He holds onto the ball as well. And the thing was, like, when he does that, he holds onto the ball and your man's leaning over and going, did you get all of that? And he's like, how are he not fucked?
I mean, that guy almost seemed like he was upset that he wasn't able to get up and keep running, like the guy from the first hit, sort of thing. Like the type of athlete you have to be to play this sport is just unreal. Like the amount of tackles and the running that you have to do is off the scales for me. And it's why when I was in Australia, I went to go see 2 NRL games live, and like it's a brilliant sport to watch live too. But it's just, it's everything about it, with the exception of the fact that it's on Australian time, not Canadian time, and it makes it very difficult to watch games live. It's so good. It's so good.
It's just so physical, and I know rugby union is physical, but like you said, when you combine the physicality with the speed that this is going at, and the one-on-one stuff. You know, like, when you watch rugby, a guy tackles a guy, but he goes and he gets him by the legs and he falls on the ground. 2 fellas come in and try to get the ball, and then the other 2 from the other side come in and try to protect it. And, you know, I'm not saying they're getting a breather because they're still working hard on the ground and stuff like that, but this is just like bang, roll it back, bang, 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 constantly. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody, unless you score and get over the line, nobody's getting an easy one. You know what I mean?
No.
Because
no, not at all.
It seems to be it's less of a passing game and more of a running game.
Well, you need the passing to open up the lanes for the running, because if you don't get out of that middle third of the pitch, like if you can't get the ball out to the wings, there's not a lot of room to run in there. Like that's where all the big bodies are packed inside there. Like you can just see the congestion here. How many bodies there are in between where it says Super Sunday and in between where that T is at the bottom. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's like 18 guys in there. You know, you get that ball out to the wing, and all of a sudden your Flyers, they can really start making up some yards and start to cover the ground there. So it's, I don't know, it's such a great game, and it's so like unknown, I think, to a lot of people, that when you think about rugby, you just think about big, you know, what is the combined weight of the packs, you know, when Italy's playing England, and there's 1,100 kilograms on one side and 1,500 kilograms on the other side, and they get in, and that's its own sport. Like it's a wonderful sport with a rich, long history, but there's just something, I don't know, there's something very working class about this form of rugby that I just love.
It's a bit like when you watch, you know, like I watch football all my life, and then when they come out with things like the Masters series, where it's like 6-a-side and it's indoors and it's like, this is a different concept of playing the game. This is what this feels like.
Yeah.
This feels like they went, look, 15 is too many, put 13 each on, 5 tackles each. We're not having fellas taking 20 minutes to move up the pitch and try to get a score. You have 5 fucking attempts to do it, and then give the ball back and we get going. It's like rugby on speed.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And I'm struggling to pick the best one now, to be honest with you.
We went back to the start.
We went back. Sorry. Where did we go here? Hold on.
No.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. Okay, right there.
Let's start right there. Oh, Jesus, that's fucking. He's asked him what he wants. He's asked him what he wants for his dinner. Hold on. This guy's through. Oh, fucking hell. Your man just said no. No. Oh, look at that. Bosh. And then just jumps on him.
Yeah, he follows it up with the forearm to the face.
Oh, doesn't even look like he's given any effort. There's just no effort to it. There's no effort to it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm just going to stand here like a brick wall.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that guy, he's looking to offload that ball. It's very much like the other one. The fullback on fullback hits are usually a line-breaking run. You're looking for that last pass for somebody to just glide into the end zone and touch it down for a try, and the other fullback comes out of nowhere.
And just in terms of, we talk about, I was talking last week about the NHL and what they earn, and you were saying, no, they don't earn close to what NFL or NBA or maybe even baseball earns. Definitely probably not what top baseball players earn. In terms of this game, I know it's definitely played in Australia and the UK. Yeah. Would these guys be paid anywhere near what, say, the top rugby union guys be paid? I would probably say no, because I don't think they get the coverage / sponsorship that rugby union would get.
Well, let me just do a quick gander here. Average salaries for professional rugby union players in the UK vary widely by position, with top-tier earners making over £600,000, while elite marquee players can earn over $1 million. Average premiership salaries are lower, with scrum halves averaging around £120,000. So not great.
Wow.
And strangely enough, the average NRL player salary is approximately $400,000 to $428,000 a year. So it actually looks, yeah.
Wow, surprised by that.
I'm quite surprised by that.
Just because of the coverage union gets, and the way they have their World Cup, they have their Six Nations, then they have don't Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa do their own kind of series as well, and they've thrown
three nations or tri-nations or something like that.
But they've thrown Argentina in there as well with that, I think, at times.
Well, rugby union has a four nations, because there's not a ton of teams. Like, there's not nearly as many teams. Like, I don't know if Italy really has much of a rugby union team or a rugby league team. So what you end up getting is Australia dominates the sport. The Kiwis, they're good. Every so often they can beat the Aussies, but not really. And then both of them seem to just kick the shit out of the English, which again is another reason why I love this sport. And then you get a lot of those. You get a lot of those specific islands. So you'll get certain guys switching codes between in Australia, going from union to league or league to Aussie rules football, or vice versa, and back and forth. So, but it actually says the minimum salary for a somebody that's on the roster of one of the NRL teams, minimum salary is $120,000.
Okay, so it's not bad.
So that's got to be danger pay. It has to be.
Yeah, and this just keeps skipping to the end. I mean, I don't know. Don't ask me why. But I'll just go back to I really love that one. I could watch it all day. But here we go.
There we are. We got Sharks against Bulldogs. That's Sean Johnson.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, I have to say it, right. His mate absolutely stitches him up here. There's no reason to pass it to him. His mate is running into a gap and went, "Here, have this." I wonder, does it come out that his mate looked at his missus or something, because that is just absolutely throwing your mate to the wolves.
Yeah.
Oh, please give me another rank. Hold on, let's see if we have another angle of that. Yes, we do. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Has knocked Moylan back to the Sutherland Shire. What contact.
Oh, wow.
Stephen Blocker Roach, your ribs rattling down there.
Yeah, that was a beauty there.
Oh.
That's probably my favourite.
It's violent.
That was probably my favourite so far. Just the way he hits him and the way I'm having a serious word with me, mate, for giving me that pass. I'm not going to lie.
That is a hospital pass. If there's ever, absolutely, that's a hospital pass.
Absolutely, right. I don't know why this just keeps skipping on me, so I'm just gonna bear with me while I do this. Right, here we go. That was incredible. Oh, hold on, we're gonna have to look closely at this one. Oh my jeez, you can hear that. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know if the impact was as good as the last one, but oh no, I'll take it back. Fucking hell. That was unbelievable. You could hear that.
Yeah,
And you're right
yeah,
about the
it's
commentators.
that,
The commentators are loving it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is Australian sport. This is what it is. Like you gotta. And again, I don't think a single one of these recipients of these hits leaves the game.
Yeah, they just carry on. It's just standard.
Just carry on. You're wearing at most a little fucking what do you call rugby helmet sort of thing, headgear, and a mouth guard.
Yeah.
And this would have been a perfect opportunity to do a little bit of ad break for damage control, but they want nothing to do with us. So to hell with them. These guys would look great with a sweatband, though. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, man, just pushes him. Look at him flying back. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he launched himself into that one, and then
look
again,
how far he ends up away from him, and then jumps on him. Well, right, okay, let's keep going. That was brilliant.
Oh, he's away from one, away from another. Look at this. Justin Ola gets it on now to Mo.
Oh!
The goalkeeper slides in.
Slides in, he says. He slides in. He fucking comes in like a harpoon. He doesn't slide in anywhere, you head case. he just kills him.
When you're just in sock feet on a nicely polished floor and you just slide
into the room. Yeah. He went down as if it was like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever.
He just moonwalks across.
Yeah.
It separates the guy's spine from his head.
Jesus Christ. That was incredible. Hold on, I'll go back and look at that. Oh my God. And I have to say, this one, I think is the most obvious in terms of lack of movement from the guy that's being tackled. Oh my God, this might be my favourite now, actually.
It's away from one, away from another. Look at this. Justin Ola gets it on now to Mo.
The Grim Reaper, they call him.
Grim Reaper!
Oh no, that's the best one. Like, it's absolutely textbook to the point where he doesn't even bother trying to tackle the guy. He just hits him on the ground and went, that'll do.
Yeah, you're done. You're not getting up. Yeah.
He's not going to make a break for the line, this guy.
There will be no yards after contact on this hit.
The only thing he's making is a call to his family. You know what I mean? He's not making a break anywhere. Oh my Jesus. How many more of this carnage is there? Right. That's my favourite so far. And I tried to catch his name there.
I think Tafua.
Tafua. Okay. Well, okay.
The Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper. The commentators don't give two fucks about the score, the patterns of play. They're just waiting for this shit. And do you know what? I don't blame them. Right, keep going. Oh. He's laughing.
That's why they call him shoulders. He's lifted him. That's a great hit.
He's laughing. Look at him. Oh, the strength of that guy to do that with one arm is insane.
Yeah, it looks like a professional wrestling move almost.
It's
like the guy has to be in on it to make that movement work between the two of you. It's incredible.
But look at the guy in the background. The guy in the background is just like, yeah, can you just roll the ball back to me?
Give me the ball.
Come on. Like, what's the big deal?
Yeah, we're on the third tackle here. Get up.
That's serious strength, though.
Yeah.
To get a guy across the chest like that with one arm and put him down like that is, and the guy's just laughing as he hits the ground. It's like, it's like mankind in the fucking WWF who just, you throw him on a bed of nails and he just laughs his face off.
He killed him.
yeah. Do you know what it is like? The commentators are like Jim Ross from wrestling. Yeah. And honestly, I'm 44, right? And yes, I know wrestling isn't real, but the Attitude Era of the WWF, I think, is one of the greatest things on TV that we've ever witnessed. It was so fucking good, and Jim Ross used to just be unreal at the commentary. because even the
Yeah, when
smallest of things.
when Undertaker throws Mankind off the top of the Hell of a Cell, and he's like, "My God, he's killed him! He's killed him!"
Yeah. And
Like, I know you like to exaggerate there, Jr. But honestly, because I watched that on pay-per-view
yeah,
when it happened, and it was like, oh, I think he might have actually
yeah, I think he might be dead. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. But just in case the Undertaker's going to climb down for the 3 count,
yeah,
just to make sure, while they're reading this guy's last rites, the Undertaker comes in and does get the 3 count and retains the World Championship or whatever it was for. Um, like it's a game designed for this, isn't it? It's not like you go through a season and you go, there's been 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 big hits in the season. This game is designed to have possibly
every
multiple
game.
of these every game.
Yeah. Well, from the opening kickoff. So here's what happens at the opening kickoff. One team gets the ball, I think, at either the halfway line or at their own 40-meter line, and they kick it as far as they can to the other end. The team receiving it, they have usually their fullback or one of their wingers, one of their sure-handed players. They catch the ball and then immediately pass it off to the biggest guy on their team, who starts running at full speed directly at the biggest guy on the other team.
Yeah.
Like every single kickoff is
No
that.
side steps. No side steps. It's just
Straight ahead, because part of the tactic is to try to wear their front row down by forcing them into making more tackles. So you just keep running the ball at them and running the ball at them. It's so good to watch.
Well, I have to say, and I'm going to hurry this up a little bit, because the Scott Stevens Humanitarian Award goes to this fella. I'm going to hurry up a little bit. The Grim Reaper. Here we go.
Away from one, away from another. Look at this. Justin Ola gets it on now to
Tafua.
The Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper.
Smashes Munster.
He's nearly apologetic when he hits him. Oh, that is just incredible. So I didn't quite get his first name, but Tafua seems to be his second name. So I'm giving him the Scott Stevens Humanitarian Award for this week. Do you disagree or disagree with that?
It's pretty hard to disagree with that one. I like the one where you had paused it. Again, it was South Sydney. I can't remember who they were playing. Where you paused it, where the guy just looks like he had been separated from his body completely.
The other one I think that comes close is the one where I said his mate has absolutely stitched him up here, giving him that pass, because it's like he's been lined up from a fucking. He's been lined up for a calendar week in advance. It was that bad.
The one that the Scott Stevens Humanitarian Award for goodness in sports, that guy sees it coming for like a second or two.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've been in a lot of car accidents or any car accidents, but sometimes you're just in an accident and you're like, what the hell happened? And other times you're like, uh-oh, I'm about to be in an accident.
Yeah.
That guy had an I'm about to, like, the guy that gets stitched up by his mate, that's a hospital pass. He has no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
He catches that ball, and next thing he knows, he's on the ground.
But I think the impressive thing about the Fua, right, I'm going to use his name as if I know him now, right, because like I feel like he's like a mate of mine, because I have given him an award, in fairness. The thing about that is, the guy running with it, yes, he can see it coming, but he must think to himself, I'll back myself here because I'm the one with all the momentum, and this guy is just standing there, right? But the way he just leans down and spears him with the shoulder, it's like, fucking hell. Like, you couldn't have, like, if you're, when you're writing a thesis on tackling, you literally play that on a loop. Like, in front, if you're in college and, you know, you have to do a thesis on something and you go, tackling, right? I don't see how you don't get top marks and you get into whatever fucking college you want or whatever if you don't go in and just play it on a loop and just keep pointing at it, just keep going, and again, look at this, and people are like, have you nothing else? And they go, what else is there? Like, genuinely, if we're doing a thesis on tackling, what else is there than to show you this, because it's fucking incredible. So Tafua is my winner of the Scots.
I think The camera angles, I think, help it so much that it has that perfect one where you just see both players, the contact. So the man in question, the winner of this week's Scott Stevens Humanitarian Award, is George Tafua, a
George. Okay.
powerful winger known as the Hitman, also known as the Grim Reaper. He
Yeah.
played for the Manly Sea Eagles between 2012 2022, scoring 55 tries in 154 games. He is known for his hard-hitting tackles. Well, thank you very much, AI Overview. You hit that one on the head.
It's no, it's just perfection, I think, in terms of a tackle. But you see, I think if you do that in rugby union, I think you're getting sanctioned for it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think leading with the shoulder, I think it gets you sanctioned.
I don't know if that's technically leading with the shoulder. Like he's very square on. It's not like he was like
Yeah.
Scott Stevens. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't like he was lowering the boom on him or anything like that. Like
Mm.
I think it's just certain times you just catch a guy just right. And that
There's a few there now. There was a few there where it's just like, you know, you're like, oh fucking hell. He's like, it's a human blur because you don't know what way fucking direction he's going in. You know, it's like, do you ever see when photographers take them photos when, you know, cars go past like traffic lights, and you see the car lights streaming behind the car, and the traffic lights are all kind of out. That's what they look like. They're just a human version of that. I love them. I still think the NHL ones rank higher though, because it's on ice.
Oh, all right. Well, as a Canadian, I appreciate that.
No, I genuinely do. I genuinely do. I think I'm not gonna turn around to any of these guys in Australia and go, yeah, but have you done it in hockey? Because like what they're doing is mental. But I just think on grass with that amount of space in between them, I just think it's a recipe for disaster, right? Let's be fair. But I think on the ice, just the slightest of movement on grass, you can adjust to quicker. Although maybe, having said that, these fuckers are born on ice, aren't they? So, you know, maybe they just consider their small movements the same. It's just they're on a different surface. But like if we're picking, like if we do this 10 times and go through 10 sports, I suppose you pick the best NHL one and the best this one. You'd be having a big argument over which one is better, wouldn't you? I think you would.
Yeah, I think so, and that might be something we can do. You know, if you're watching this in the comments, you know, let us know what your favorite is.
Yeah.
If there seems to be a consensus favorite from each of these videos, maybe we go in and clip those ones out, and we put together our own compilation and have an I Know Sports, He's a Clown, biggest hits from all sports Thunderdome.
Or if there's a sport,
if
there's a sport we haven't mentioned, like we're talking like NHL, we'll definitely do NFL, we might do football, we've done rugby, we might do rugby union, but if there's
Aussie Rose football,
yeah,
lacrosse.
you can do. But if there's anything there like that you think, you know, oh no, I'd like to see this. By all means, tell us. Put it in the comments and tell us. Tell us what your favorite is. And you know, it is sports reaction, so it could be absolute howlers. It could be anything. Refereeing decisions in any sport, anything you want for us to react to. We'll absolutely do it. It's usually me reacting because I just go, if it's not football, I haven't watched it, so I don't know what's going on. And Matt's like, of course it is, you know.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
You might be able to. You can bring the goodness when we get around to doing, like, let's say the best free kicks. Well,
you see,
football.
no, I'm going to definitely go down the route of the Irish sport that is hurling, and I'm gonna show you. I don't know whether to show you the best skills in it or the big hits. I'm not too sure.
Well, if you've got hits, we can throw them into this little hit tournament that we're doing right now. Because
there's some. I just think it doesn't be so much hits. Like in hurling, you have the ball and the stick, the hurl, and like you get fellas like smashing this hurl as hard as they can at the ball, and it just happens that someone's leg gets in the way. You know what I mean? And the hurl, which is made of fucking ash wood, I think it's ash, and the hurl is just folding on these people's legs, and they're running around as if Nothing has happened. And you're sitting there, of course, lying there with a drink in your hand and fucking big bowl of fucking Doritos, and you're watching them going, Jesus, fair play to you, man. You know? it's like,
That looked like it hurt a little bit.
it's like literally, it's the equivalent of just getting a baseball bat across the legs, and they just keep going, yeah, it's grand, I have to get this ball. The hurling is amazing. The GAA football is good as well. I think that will be more hits. You know, I think that'll be more hits, but the hurling stuff is insane. Like when you talk about how quick rugby league is, hurling is on a different planet. It's the fastest field game in the world. It's so fucking fast.
Well, you're gonna have to teach me about it. You're gonna have,
Oh well, I will bring it. I think I don't know. I'm sure I can find compilations, but some of the hits in hurling and physically, yeah, but like lads just putting their heads in front of stuff, in front of sticks. You know, it's insane. But I've really enjoyed the rugby one, I have to say. I just I love that lining people up from a mile out and you know what? You have to hold your hat, take your hat off to the people in possession of the ball, because it would be very easy to go, fuck, I see your man, I'm gonna run the other way, and hopefully someone just clips me ankles and jumps on me, and then that's not too bad. But when you're running through and you see this guy come, like that last one, the man just uses his arm to stop a fully running fella and just puts him to the ground. It's like, so that's how hard these people are hitting. Brilliant. But big shout out to the lad I've forgotten the name of already, Tafua, George Tafua. George Tafua is the winner of the what's the other fella's name? Stephen.
The Scott Stevens
Humanitarian Award is George Tafua this week, because it was incredible. So that's where I think we'll finish.
Yeah, absolute perfect poetry. A great place to end on. Thank you, everybody, for finding our little channel here and giving us a watch if you've made it this far. I know most reaction videos are usually like about 5 to 6 minutes, but that's not how we roll.
No.
That is just not how things work on
how many? When I said to you earlier, how long is this video? And you went 6 minutes, and I went, so that'll be 40. And you went, let's target 30. We're currently on 47.5 minutes.
Can't help ourselves.
We're having a nice time, though.
Yeah, that's the whole point of doing it. So this is why we're doing it. We bring some fun little reaction videos so I can show Gav some wild shit from the world of sports. Like I said before, if you want to hear us talk a little bit more long form, we did a lot of Olympics talks before. I talked about the NCAA College Football Championship and completely informed Gav on a version of American football he knew nothing about, and the glorious story that was Indiana winning that. We're going to have another show coming out this Thursday, so check us out. But please hit the thumbs up video on this one if you've watched it for us. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like. Leave a comment letting us know what your favorite hit was out of this, or any other videos you'd like to see us react to in the future. And we'll keep educating Gav on more wild things from sports. So just thanks very much, everybody.
Hitting other people really hard. It's the only education really again, and I'm all for it.
Here you go. Yeah. Say public schools could take a leaf out of our book. That's all I'm saying.
Right, we're done.
All right. See you, everybody.
Good luck.